I've got to live forever. I've got 3 daughters and a wife and a life. I can't die.
I'm going to be found dead in bed.
You better watch out.
We have an unresponsive guest in a room. Please tell me exactly why it looks like he's dead.
He's not breathing. He's not moving. His skin is yellowish. No pulse. He's cold. Super cold.
Bob Saget was found dead today in a hotel room in Orlando.
As they open the door, the camera goes to black. We know what they found inside, the comedian dead in his bed.
Oh, gee, I just made $6. What a lucky start.
A town where every corner holds a whispered secret, and every shadow lies a tale untold. It's the harrowing account of Bob Saget, a man whose life ended in a shroud of mystery that still echoes through the streets of Willow Creek. It still haunts the townsfolk to this very day. Let's see what happened to Bob Saget, where every clue gives us a scary feeling and makes us think. Robert Lane Saget was born on May 17, 1956 in America. He did lots of funny things that made people laugh. He was a stand-up comedian, which means he told jokes to make people giggle. But that's not all. He also acted in shows and movies, directed and even hosted TV programs. One of the shows he was in was called Full House. It was on TV from 1987 to 1995. In the show, he played a character named Danny Tanner. Did you know there was a newer version of Full House called Fuller House? Yep, and he was in that too, from 2016 to 2020. Saget was also the first host of a TV show called America's Funniest Home Videos.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bob Saget. Thank you, and hi, everybody. Welcome to America's Funniest Home Videos. Now, you are in for a treat tonight.
Have you ever seen it? People sent in funny videos, and he talked about them. That show was on TV from 1989 to 1997. Oh, and he used his voice on another show called How I Met Your Mother. It was on TV from 2005 to 2014. But wait, there's more. Besides making people laugh on TV, Saget told jokes that were more for grown-ups. In 2014, he made an album called That's What I'm Talking About. It was super funny. And guess what? It was so good that it got nominated for a special award called the Grammy Award for Best Comedy Album. That's a big deal. So, Robert Saget was not just a funny guy on TV, he was a talented comedian, actor, and director who made a lot of people smile with his jokes and shows. The early years. Robert Lane Saget came into the world on May 17, 1956 in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, where he was born into a Jewish family. His parents, Rosalind and Benjamin Saget, were pretty important in their community. His mom worked at a hospital, and his dad was a big deal at a supermarket chain. When Robert was still young, the Saget family moved to Norfolk, Virginia. There, he went to Lake Taylor High School for a little bit. That's where his funny bone started to tickle. Robert always said that his time at Temple Israel Synagogue in Norfolk helped shape his sense of humor. Even though they moved, Philadelphia was still close to their hearts. Robert even went back there for his bar mitzvah, a special celebration in the Jewish tradition. But their journey wasn't over yet. They soon moved again, this time to Los Angeles, California, settling in the Encino neighborhood. In LA, Robert met Larry Fine, one of the famous comedians from the Three Stooges. Listening to Fine's stories must have been like adding fuel to the fire for young Robert's comedy dreams. Life took the Saget family back to the Philadelphia area before Robert's senior year of high school. There, he finished up his schooling at Abington Senior High School, not really sure of what he wanted to do next. Robert Saget had big dreams of becoming a doctor when he was young. Doctors help people, and that's a pretty noble thing to do. But one day, a teacher noticed something special about him. This teacher saw how creative Robert was and encouraged him to try acting instead. So Robert changed his plans and decided to give acting a shot.
This man would probably be a doctor. Am I right?
That is true. She was a teacher of mine, and she told me not to become a doctor and be a comic.
He went to Temple University's film school to learn more about it. There, he worked on a cool project called Through Adam's Eyes. It was a movie in black and white about a boy who needed surgery on his face. This movie was really touching and got him an award from the Student Academy Awards. But Robert didn't just stick to schoolwork. Nope, he went out into the world and performed at famous comedy clubs in New York City like the Improv and Catch a Rising Star. He was really good at making people laugh. Sometimes he even played the Beatles song Where My Guitar Gently Weeps using a water bottle to sound like a crying guitar. How cool is that? In 1978, Robert graduated from Temple University with a Bachelor of Arts degree. He had plans to keep studying at the University of Southern California for his master's degree. But before he could start, something scary happened. Robert got really sick. His appendix burst, which is very dangerous. Doctors had to work fast to save his life. They even tried some unusual things, like putting ice on his stomach for 7 hours before doing surgery. But luckily, Robert made it through. It was a scary experience that stayed with him for a long time. Reflecting on his brush with death, Saget described himself as a cocky, overweight 22-year-old who was forced to confront his mortality. The harrowing experience served as a wake-up call, prompting him to reassess his priorities and outlook on life. Despite the challenges he faced, Saget emerged from this trial with a newfound humility and determination to embrace life to its fullest. A career in television. After a quick appearance on CBS's The Morning Program in early 1987, Robert Saget got a big break. He snagged the role of Danny Tanner in the TV show Full House. It was a big hit with families. People loved it so much that it stayed in the top 30 of TV ratings starting from its third season. Around the same time, Saget also became the host of America's Funniest Home Videos. He did this from 1989 to 1997. Imagine watching funny videos with Saget talking about them. He was super busy in the early 1990s, juggling both Full House and AFV. But he handled it like a champ, showing off his skills as an all-around entertainer. In 2009, Saget came back to AFV for a special one-hour show celebrating its 20th anniversary. He co-hosted it with Tom Bergeron, and fans were over the moon. This reunion reminded everyone how much they loved Saget and his family-friendly humor. But Saget wasn't just a funny face on screen. Nope, he had talent behind the camera too. In 1996, he directed a movie for ABC called For Hope. It was a touching story inspired by his sister, Gay Saget, who sadly passed away from scleroderma a few years earlier. This project was really personal for Saget, and it showed in the heartfelt way he told the story.
I'm so glad I made this movie, and it means more to me than anything I've ever done. It really does mirror what my sister, how she was, which was an apologetic behavior.
Then, in 1998, Saget tried his hand at directing a feature film for the first time. It was called Dirty Work and starred comedians Norm Macdonald and Artie Lang. Critics had mixed feelings about it, and it didn't do great at the box office when it came out. But hey, everyone has to start somewhere, right? Even though Dirty Work didn't get much love at first, it found its own fanbase later on. Thanks in part to Artie Lang's popularity on The Howard Stern Show, people started to appreciate the movie more, even if sometimes the mentions on the show weren't exactly flattering. But Robert Saget wasn't just sticking to directing. Nope, he tried his hand at different acting roles too. In 1998, he had a small but memorable part as a cocaine addict in the stoner comedy Half-Baked. It was a bit different from his usual family-friendly stuff, but he showed that he could handle all kinds of roles. People liked seeing him try something new. Throughout his career, Saget has been really good at keeping up with the changes in entertainment. He started out as a stand-up comedian, then moved on to iconic TV roles and even directing. His work has made a big impact on the industry, and fans all over the world love him for it. In 2001, Saget took another TV role as a widowed dad in a show called Raising Dad. It aired on the WB and had some talented actors like Kat Dennings, Brie Larson, and Jerry Adler. But even with all that talent, the show only lasted for one season, from October 5, 2001 to May 10, 2002. After that, Saget lent his voice to a character named Future Ted Mosby in the CBS sitcom How I Met Your Mother. This show was a big hit, running for 9 seasons from September 19, 2005 to March 31, 2014. People loved hearing his voice narrate the story of how Ted met the mother of his kids. During this time, Saget also hosted a game show called 1 vs. 100 on NBC from 2006 to 2008.
Welcome to 1 vs. 100 DVD game. Yeah, it's me, Bob, not some lookalike.
So he was pretty busy entertaining audiences on both the big and small screens. In 2007, Saget released a comedy special on HBO called That Ain't Right, which was dedicated to his father, Ben Saget, who had passed away earlier that year due to complications from congestive heart failure. This special showcased Saget's comedic talent and paid tribute to his father's memory. Throughout the mid-2000s, Saget continued to explore various roles and projects. He had a recurring role on the HBO TV series Entourage from 2005 to 2010, appearing in 4 episodes as a parody version of himself. Additionally, in 2005, Saget was featured in a song called Rollin' with Saget by Jamie Kennedy and Stuart Stone, which showcased his more risque side. In 2007, Saget wrote, directed, and starred in a parody film called Farce of the Penguins, which humorously spoofed the documentary March of the Penguins. While the film was released direct to DVD, it showcased Saget's creativity and willingness to experiment with different genres. Saget also made a brief foray into Broadway, appearing in the musical The Drowsy Chaperone for a limited engagement. His caricature was unveiled at Sardi's Restaurant in January 2008, a testament to his contributions to the entertainment industry. In April 2009, Saget starred in a new sitcom called Surviving Suburbia on ABC, alongside his co-star Cynthia Stevenson. However, the series ended after a single abbreviated season. Continuing his exploration of diverse projects, Saget starred in the A&E series Strange Days in 2010. The show followed Saget as he immersed himself in various activities and lifestyles, documenting his adventures in unconventional ways. In 2014, Saget released a book titled Dirty Daddy, where he candidly discussed his career, comedy influences, and personal experiences with life and death. He embarked on a tour to promote the book, including stops at the Pemberton Music Festival and cities across Australia. In 2005 and 2016, Saget guest starred in 2 episodes of Grandfathered, a show produced by his Full House co-star John Stamos. He also reprised his role as Danny Tanner in Fuller House, the sequel series to Full House from 2016 to 2020. In 2017, Saget released another stand-up special titled Bob Saget, 0 to 60, showcasing his comedic talents to audiences once again. In 2019, Saget was announced as the host of ABC's Videos After Dark and also hosted the game show Nashville Squares on CMT. He made appearances as a panelist on To Tell the Truth. In 2020, Saget competed in Season 4 of The Masked Singer under the guise of Squiggly Monster. He also launched a podcast titled Bob Saget's Here For You, which continued until his passing in 2022. Even after his passing, Saget's legacy lives on through his final appearance on Nikki Glaser's E-series Welcome Home Nikki Glaser, which aired posthumously in June 2022. Throughout his career, Saget's versatility, humor, and warmth endeared him to audiences worldwide, leaving an unforgettable mark on the world of entertainment. Personal life. Robert Saget's personal life was filled with love, family, and a strong desire to help others. In 1982, he married Sherry Kramer, and together they had 3 daughters. They shared many happy moments, but sadly, their journey ended in 1997 when they decided to go their separate ways. Later on, Saget found love again and married television presenter Kelly Rizzo in 2018. Their marriage brought them a lot of happiness and companionship until Saget's unexpected passing in 2022. But Saget's life wasn't just about love and family. He was also deeply involved in philanthropy. One cause close to his heart was the fight against scleroderma, a rare autoimmune disease. Saget served as a board member of the Scleroderma Research Foundation, where he worked tirelessly to raise awareness and funds for research. His dedication to this cause was personal because his own family had been affected by scleroderma.
And I would like to share with you something very near and dear to my heart, having lost my sister to scleroderma in 1994, and I have since served on the board of directors of the Scleroderma Research Foundation.
His sister was diagnosed with the disease at a young age and tragically passed away at just 47. Saget saw firsthand the challenges she faced, including misdiagnosis and the effects of the illness. In interviews, Saget openly talked about his sister's journey, stressing the importance of early detection and accurate diagnosis in managing scleroderma. His work with the Scleroderma Research Foundation aimed to help others affected by the disease, including notable figures like actress Regina Hall. Through his advocacy and support, Saget made a significant impact in the fight against scleroderma, showing compassion and resilience in the face of adversity. His legacy goes beyond the laughter he brought to millions. It includes a legacy of love, empathy, and a commitment to making a difference in the lives of others. The tragic passing.
Bob Saget was found dead inside of an Orange County hotel room. A big security team found him unresponsive inside of his room.
The entertainment world was shaken on January 9, 2022, when news broke out that Robert Saget, the beloved actor and comedian, was found dead in his hotel room at a Ritz-Carlton hotel near Williamsburg in Orange County, Florida. It was a sudden and shocking end to his life, occurring around 4 p.m. ET. Saget had been in the midst of a stand-up tour and had performed in Ponte Vedra Beach the night before, leaving audiences laughing with his trademark humor. In the days following his passing, Saget's funeral took place on January 14th, where he was laid to rest at Mount Sinai Memorial Park Cemetery. He was buried near his parents and sister, surrounded by loved ones and mourners who had been touched by his warmth and talent. The circumstances surrounding Saget's death became clearer when an autopsy report was released on February 9.
We have new details now on the death of Bob Saget.
The newly released autopsy report states Saget died from an unwitnessed accidental fall backwards, apparently causing numerous skull fractures and bleeding in his brain.
It revealed that he had suffered blunt head trauma from an additional blow to the back of his head, likely from a fall. This injury led to a subdural hematoma and subarachnoid hemorrhage, ultimately causing his death while he slept. Additionally, it was noted that Saget had COVID-19 at the time of his passing, although it didn't contribute to his death. In the aftermath of Saget's untimely demise, his family took legal action to protect his privacy. On February 15th, they filed a lawsuit to prevent county officials from releasing additional documents related to the investigation into his death, citing concerns about the graphic nature of the content and its potential violation of privacy. Their efforts were successful, and on March 14th, a permanent injunction was issued against the release of the documents, preserving Saget's memory from unnecessary intrusion. Robert Saget's death left a profound void in the hearts of fans worldwide. They mourned the loss of a talented entertainer and a kind-hearted individual. Awards and achievements. The news of Robert Saget's passing shook the entertainment world to its core, sparking an outpouring of tributes and heartfelt gestures in honor of the beloved actor and comedian. The announcement of Saget's death came during a broadcast of America's Funniest Home Videos, the show he originally hosted. The network interrupted the program to share the sad news with viewers.
Downward dog pan sent in by Tara Ferry.
Interrupting America's Funniest Home Videos in the East because we've learned actor and comedian Bob Saget has died.
In a touching tribute, a video celebrating Saget's contributions was posted on the show's official YouTube channel. Additionally, a dedication to Saget was included before the credits of the following episode, ensuring that his legacy was honored on the show he helped make a success. Clips of Saget's hosting tenure were also aired throughout the 2021-2022 season as a tribute to his lasting impact on the show. Saget's philanthropic work, particularly his involvement with the Scleroderma Research Foundation, received widespread support after his passing. Donation poured in from around the world, totaling more than $90,000 from more than 1,500 donors. In a remarkable display of solidarity, one of the foundation's board members generously contributed $1.5 million in form of a grant, matching every donation made in Saget's memory. This incredible outpouring of support highlighted Saget's enduring influence and the profound impact of his advocacy for scleroderma research. A poignant tribute to Bob Saget's life and career was filmed at the Comedy Store by his lifelong friend, Mike Binder, on January 30. Titled Dirty Daddy, the Bob Saget tribute, the special featured footage from a private memorial held at Jeff Franklin's home. It was released on Netflix on June 10, 2022. Offering fans a heartfelt remembrance of the man behind the laughter. Through these tributes and acts of support, Robert Saget's memory continues to be cherished and celebrated by fans, colleagues, and organizations alike. His legacy lives on in the hearts of those who were touched by his humor, kindness, and dedication to making a difference in the world. Legacy and impact. Robert Saget was more than just a funny guy on TV. He made a big mark in the entertainment world and touched the hearts of millions all around the globe. People loved him not just for his jokes, but for his quick wit, genuine warmth, and ability to make everyone laugh. Saget's journey in comedy started in small comedy clubs, where he'd stand up on stage and tell jokes. He was really good at it, and soon people started noticing him. He had this unique way of mixing clever jokes with real emotions, which made people really connect with him. But Saget didn't stop there. He made his way to TV, where he became the first host of America's Funniest Home Videos. You know, that show where people send in funny videos and everyone laughs? Yep, that was Saget's gig, and he was great at it. His friendly personality and contagious laughter made the show a hit, and families everywhere tuned in to watch.
See those houses above me? Nobody lives up there. And you know why? Because if you look real close, you'll notice they're not real.
Then there was Full House, the sitcom that made Saget a household name. He played the dad, Danny Tanner, and people loved him in that role. Full House was all about family and love, and Saget's character was the heart of the show. It was so popular that they even made a newer version called Fuller House, and Saget was in that too. But Saget wasn't just about making people laugh on TV. He also cared about making a difference in the world. One cause close to his heart was fighting scleroderma, a rare disease. For nearly 20 years, he worked hard to raise awareness and money for research to find a cure. His dedication to helping others inspired a lot of people to join the fight against scleroderma too. Saget's influence didn't stop with his comedy or his charity work. He touched the lives of people of all ages, from kids who watched him on TV to adults who appreciated his humor and kindness. Whether it was through his timeless jokes, his memorable TV roles, or his efforts to make the world a better place, Saget's impact was huge. But maybe what people remember most about Saget is how he connected with others on a personal level. He was known for being kind, humble, and genuinely caring. He treated everyone with respect and made them feel special. His love for comedy and his desire to spread joy and laughter left a lasting impression on everyone he met. Robert Saget's legacy is one of laughter, love, and compassion. His jokes, his TV roles, his charity work, they all showed the world what a wonderful person he was. And even though he's no longer with us, his memory will live on forever, bringing smiles to the faces of those who remember him fondly. Thanks for watching. If you found this video intriguing, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more content like this. See you next time.